Yo, what's up everyone? It's FunninessLOL here today, and today on another video, I got one of the last StoryTime videos. I'm going to be telling another StoryTime video, yes, for me, but this is the very last one, so so you know, if you don't like it, don't worry, this is the very last one, I promise. Unless you really want to see more, then I'll try to see if I can find some more funny story ideas. But yeah, so before we get into this video, there's some stuff I'm going to say, but before that, this video is going to be about the Great Basin. It's probably one of the most epic adventure with me, my cousin Rye, my cousin Kyle, and my grandpa, which I call Papa. And is the most epic adventure we've ever had. Now, I am going to be kind of tweaking it a little bit because there are some parts that they are supposed to keep secret that, you know, we were told. So I'm not going to tell all of it, but I'm going to basically tell you the majority of it. So yeah, so it's going to be super hilarious and funny, and so I'm going to get right into the story. Before I do, definitely, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and if you're old, you know, and you haven't subscribed, what you doing? Subscribe, you know, and click the like button if you enjoy this video, and so we can get this video out there so YouTube can put in the algorithm and other people can see it. Also, definitely comment down below and tell me if you have any really crazy adventures you'd like to share, and also what new videos would you like to see. I know after this I'm going to be doing some short, funny video things and that I've done before, and some video game videos. So if you have any ideas on what kind of things I could do with those or other stuff, let me know. So with that, we're going to get right into the story video, and I should let you know it's going to probably be a little longer because it's a little longer story, but I'm trying to keep it as short as I can. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that. So yeah, so with that, we're going to get right into the story. So this is how the story started. So the Great Basin story. Ooh, that's a big one. It's called the 3TP Adventure. Now, the reason I call it the 3TP Adventure, I will explain at the end. So if you want to know about it, you gotta watch it all the way to the end, or kind of click through until you find it. So, yes, is the 3TP Adventure. Now, how it started is that my papa had a great idea. He's like, hey, I want the boys and me to have a nice guys time. We're going to go all the way to Nevada, and we're going to go to the Great Basin, which is the darkest place in the world. Well, it's either in the world or in our country. It's one of the two. But it's really, really dark. And you can see the entire Milky Way. And he's like, we're going to go there. It's in the desert, and we're going to see the Milky Way. There's some cool trees. There's Glacier there. And we're like, cool. And there's even a volcano, you know. Well, not volcano, but like the volcano tubes and all that. And, yeah, it's, by the way, very, very barren. So it's pretty cool, and it's like, I want to do that, and we're going to do it in, I believe it was August. I want to say, yeah, it was August. It was early August that happened, and we got it all planned out. We got it all the days, but sad thing is, it was actually on the day of my really good friend's birthday, and I really wanted to see him, so I was a little bummed, but, you know, I was like, you know what, hey, I got to do this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I don't regret that decision, because it was by far the most greatest thing that happened to me personally, because I got closer with my cousins and my grandpa, and which I call Papa. We're going to call Papa from now on, just so you know. So the greatest time with my cousins and my Papa, and I would never have it any other way. And, you know, there's always another time. So, but anyway, you know, fast forward a little bit, we we took the trailer. So we took our little trailer and a truck, and we drove all the way down to Nevada. So with this, we went ahead and my mom and my cousin's mom and my noni, which is my grandma, we're calling her Noni from now on, they all made us bunches of cool food and meals for us, and yeah, it was honestly so much that we had so much leftovers afterwards. It was crazy. So anyway, we went ahead, we took off early in the morning, we're all ready, we're all hyped. I brought my phone, and I think my DS, and you know, and we were all excited, and I was writing music at the time. But you know, now I just type it because, to be honest, I never write music. I type it, you know. It's easier. But anyway, so we drove down, and we kept going, and we went all the way down to Nevada, and then through the ways we're talking, laughing, you know, just kind of having a good old time, chatting, and then we went ahead, we got to Nevada finally, we got down, and literally, we see on the side that, it says Great Basin, and then right next to it, it was, garrisons, no services. The population was, like, less than, probably, like, 100 people, max. There was literally like nobody there. It was just barren. Not where the park was, but like the town that was around it. Literally had I think the population of like 100 people, or maybe it was even lower. I don't even know. But it was funny. It's the town next. It was garrisons, no services. There was no services in a town. It was just so funny. I just remember seeing that. I was chuckling. But anyway, we got there. We played some fun games and all that, and we had this one game that stumped us. Like it was this thing. It was like, what that you take more of but it gets bigger the more you take it more of. And we were all thinking, we're like, what is that? And we're like, I was thinking a tape measure, because the more you take out, the longer it gets, the bigger it gets. And he's like, no. I was like, okay, well, what else? And Kyle's talking about that, and he's like, a vacuum. And he's like, no, because the more you take out of those sears, it was a hole. Get it? Because when you dig more out of a hole, it gets bigger. It was just kind of funny. But anyway, then we went ahead, we got there, we got all settled, we got our camp gear, and, there was, we played some poker and some blackjack. We went ahead and did that. We had some burgers and some steaks, and we had some fun stuff, and blah, blah, blah. This kind of went, and this was like, I don't know, like, I want to say it was a week. I want to say it was like a full 7 days, or at least it felt like a full 7 days. Honestly, I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time. It was fun. And we went ahead, yeah, so we did that, and then the first day we went and saw the lava tubes, and there was a cool echo thing that this woman that was our tour guide did, and it was really cool and neat. And then we went ahead, and after that we got some ice cream. It was just really cool. So they got traditional like ice cream, and they had these cookies, and they made this ice cream cookie thing. It was really cool. And then after that we went ahead, and it was really interesting. They had this ice cream hot cocoa thing. It was really cool. And I remember having it. It was just like such a weird feeling. It was like warm, but it was cold. It was actually really good. But yeah, and then for some reason, I don't know why, but my pop was like, before we got there, there was this cute girl at this gas station or whatever. It's like, hey, I bet you guys can get that girl, and we're all just cracking up, and then I was like, well, she's not that attractive. It's like, you can get that girl, and we're just all chuckling, just laughing. But yeah, and then after that, a couple days go by, we went up the trail, and then this one time, it was, we went ahead and we were hiking, and we were gonna hike the mountain to see the glacier. And so we went up, and we went up a couple feet, chatting and whatever. And we walk up, all the way up there. It was really long, and we went up there, and we saw this the rocks. And my pop's like, hey, I can't go anymore, because he's in his like 80s. I mean, the guy was doing, or maybe he was in his 70s. He was either in his late 70s or early 80s. He was old. Anywho, but, he's still giving his best shot, and we saw this big, huge, kind of cool tree. It was, like, twisted, and it looked dead, but it was alive. There was no, like, tree branches on it or anything. It was really cool. So, and then after that, we went ahead, me, my cousin Rye, and Kyle, we went all the way up, and it's this huge, just big, huge, like, amount of rocks, and the glacier had melted a good amount, but we saw the glacier. And then it was crazy is that at the end of it, we're like, it started getting stormy. We're like, what is that? And we see little thundering, like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. And then we see a lightning strike, and we're like, what in the heck? And we're like, we need to get down here. And Ryan's like running, like literally booking. We're like running, stripping our legs and all that, trying to get down as we see lightning strikes above our heads, and we're like the tallest thing up there, so we're like, oh shit, we need to get out of here. And so we run all the way down there, and that was that, and it was pretty funny. And then a later day, my cousin Ryan actually was older, but he didn't have his license. And so, well, he did have his license, but he just got it. Like, literally just got, oh no, he didn't get his license, sorry. He got his permit. and you know he was gonna get his license, but he hadn't got his license yet, and so. And he drove the truck, and it was up this really tricky road. I'm like clinging to the side, like I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there. And so we went ahead, we went up, and we saw this like cool little viewpoint, and saw the whole thing and all that, and yeah, and then we drove down. I was clenching the side, like don't drop us, Ryan, don't drop us. You know, and we got done with that, and then we came back to camp and had some fun, hurrahs, and then. Yeah, it was pretty funny, and we played some blackjack and some poker and having fun and eating meals, and for some reason they kept wanting me to blow my nose with this napkin. I don't know why, but they did. They were like, you keep sniffling, blow it in your nose. Not exactly like that, but yeah. And then, you know, having some shenanigans and all that, and then we went ahead and then that night, my cousin, he doesn't do so well with dairy, and apparently he didn't take enough pills, and so he wasn't feeling good. And I just remember waking up, hearing this most terrible smell I've ever smelled from, and I just start laughing because Ryan's just farting so badly, and we were just cracking up laughing because it was just terrible. The smell was just awful, and you know I just laughing. And poor guy, I felt so sorry for him. And, you know, his stomach was upset and all that, but we were laughing and all that, and I was just cracking up, and yeah. And then actually the night after that. The night after that, you know, we got to know each other really well, and if you ever see Grown Ups, there's a scene where the big hunking guy, you know, has you know, all the muscles, but his voice is really squeaky, and he's from Saskatchewan. I'm like, and I don't know, I was being weird. I was like, hey ladies, it's Saskatchewan, you lady like? And then they just started laughing, and we were just all joking, and like, Will, you are so vile. You're just so vile. That's what they call me now when I just say some horriblest, you know, terrible things. But yeah, it brought us together for sure. And then yeah, and after that we went ahead and you know, it's like you gotta calm down. And like Papa was like, well, you know, that morning he's like, hey Will, you know, wow, you definitely are very vile. And I'm like, oh gosh, you heard what I said last night. It was not supposed to be heard. It was funny and all that, and then eventually, you know, we did some fun stuff and all that. You know, saw some other things and whatever. And then you all wanted to know what the 3TP was. Well, 3TP, you know, he said this is our name, and this is what my papa told me. 3TP is 3 turds and a pissant. So we are the 3 turds, me, Ryan, and Kyle, and then Papa's the pissant. and speaking of which, actually that morning I peed on some ants, and I was like, hey, I'm the pissant! And it was just kind of funny and all. And yeah, and that's how we got our name, the 3 TPs. And we were all just cracking up and all that, and yeah, and then you know, that, you know, we had a lot of funny moments, laughed, you know, and then after that, it was time for us to leave, and so we went ahead and drove up, and we had some sandwiches, you know, in the middle of nowhere. It was like 100 and something degrees. It was so hot, but I got a bologna sandwich, by far best bologna sandwich I've ever had. I was starving. I was just like whooping the jaw. I'm like, man, well, that's disgusting. I'm like, this bologna sandwich is the best thing I've had. You know, that day, because I didn't really eat anything, and then we went down the road a little bit more, and we all were supposed to take showers, and I took a shower and whatever, but also you know, so, you know, it took us a little while. I'm like, wow, Will, you took a long time. I'm like, hey, I haven't took a shower in a while. I need a shower, and in a small time, and yeah, and then after that we drove back up to get back to where we lived and all that, and but you know, before that, we stopped at another pit stop. We watched, we were going to watch a movie, but we just kind of laughed and hanged out. And I had to go to the bathroom. I've been holding my crap for about a week. I think I only pooped twice. And so by the time I was just like, back then I didn't really like public restrooms. And also I didn't like wasting time because I take a long time going to the bathroom. And so, it's like, wow, Will, you've been a long time. Well, I haven't gone to the bathroom. Well, I was like, man, Will, that's just terrible for you. And, yeah, we were all laughing. But, yeah, and then we drove up back home. And then before, you know, we were just laughing all and joking around. And then we got home, and that was our venture. Also, I almost forgot to mention, there was another thing that was super funny. My cousin Rye, back, you know, at the Great Basin, whatever, he kept walking up the stairs, and he's like, you know, 6-something, and so he kept hitting the door handle, and every time he's like, bang, he's like, ah, and then every time he got out of the shower, he'd always hit because it dips up and there's like a skylight, and he bang hits his head there, and finally one time he just had enough, and when he hit his head, he's like, gosh dang it, you know, he's like, I keep hitting my head on the door, bridge thing or whatever it's called, and he's like, gosh dang it, and to this day, every time I do that, I always think of him. It just cracks me up. And there also is one more thing I also forgot to mention. We also saw the night sky. It was super pretty. There was all the galaxy things, and we could see all the constellations. It was beautiful. So just a big, massive stars. It was really pretty. If you ever have a chance, you should definitely go up there. And yeah, it was definitely funny. It was beautiful. It was just so pretty, and yeah, it was a good trip. And yeah, so that was a 3TP adventure, the Great Basin adventure. Definitely, if you ever have a chance to go up there, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Definitely, it's really hot though in the daytime, but at night it's nice and it's pretty. It's beautiful. It's definitely one of those things you gotta see. It's just spectacular. So, yeah. So, anyway, that was the Great Basin adventure we had. So, anyway, that was the story time. Sorry it was a little bit longer video, but I felt like I needed to tell you guys all this. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, anyway, that was our last story time video. Hope you all enjoyed. And, you know, yeah, so, yeah, and then the next one we're going to be doing probably some shorter videos and then some video game videos. So, just wanted to let you all know that. So, yeah, so anyway, thank you for all watching and enjoying, and hope you enjoyed it, and, yeah, that's the end of the video. So, I'll see you all next time, and next time it will be shorter, funnier, and then after that, it will be a video game. So, I'll see you all then. Have a great day, and, yeah, bye.